Hello everyone, I am Adam and welcome to the Vintage Sanctuary. So I have several things I want to cover in this video, so let's get right to it. First of all, I thought it would be kind of cool for a smaller channel, mine, to call out a bigger channel. I guess it's not usually done that way, but maybe I'm kind of a contrarian. So I thought I would call out Vintage Card Steve. So I will put a link to his channel, Vintage Card Steve. Definitely a bigger channel than mine. He had commented recently on one of my videos, and I said, oh yeah, I'm one of your subscribers. And he said, well, you know, something like, I haven't really seen your comments. And I told him, I said, well, that's because I'm part of the silent majority. I thought that was kind of funny. But seriously, it's because starting in June, I think it was June 1st, the Golden Age of Cardboard episode aired that I was on with Mike Moynihan. And I was on Cloud 9, and then I started making videos. And so it's really only been since June of this year that I started to make a concerted effort to really connect with this community, which is one of the reasons why I had not commented so much. So Vintage Card Steve. I think Steve is just such a genuine person, and I can tell that, you know, he really seeks to connect with others in this community in a genuine and wonderful way. So, you know, check out his channel. However, probably many of you are already subscribers of his channel, since this is the smaller fish calling out the bigger fish. All right, my second goal for this video. I have a room at the National. It turns out I'm going after all. My video on my epic trade, you can see that one if you want somewhat more detail. And so I have reserved a room at Bally's, Atlantic City, which is 0.6 of a mile from the National, from the convention center, for Tuesday night, Tuesday through Friday night, those 4 nights. And it was a little over $800 with the show discount. So if anyone is interested in sharing the expense of that room, I got one with 2 beds on purpose. Looks like a pretty nice room. And only I am going from my family. So if anyone's interested in sharing that expense, please reach out to me. And also, by the way, if you are going to the National or want to go, but you're on a more limited budget, then, you know, that could work too. Heck, if somebody just would really like to go and that lodging makes the difference between whether they can go or not, I would be willing to pay the entire expense. I'm already going to pay for the room anyway. So reach out if you have interest there. Next, today I'm going to show you a Hank Aaron card. And I'm just reading through this book. I've made it maybe a third-ish of the way through. I had a hammer the Hank Aaron story, sort of the Hank Aaron autobiography. And so I wanted to read you one page, and this just gives a sense of some of the racial injustices and challenges that Hank Aaron and, of course, many other players went through. And, I mean, this is just really scratching the surface. This is on page 123, and I believe this occurred during his 1954 rookie season. When we had an off day in Cincinnati once, I was with an old friend who had married an Italian girl while he was in the service. His wife's sister was along, and we were riding around in Covington, Kentucky, when a policeman pulled us over. He asked me if I was married to the white girl sitting next to me, and I said no. My friend said he was married to the white girl sitting next to him, so the cop let him go on. But he made me get out of the car right there. He said, "Boy, you get out of town. We don't have that kind of thing around here." When he left, I went into the woods to hide because I figured he'd come back. A little while later, sure enough, there were police cars all over the streets. Somehow, I managed to keep out of sight and make it back to the hotel. In St. Louis, my rookie year was the first year black players were permitted to stay with the rest of the team at the Chase Hotel. Often the white players were in nice hotels with air conditioning and all of these amenities, and the black players were in hotels that were just sweltering hot. Before that, they stayed at a black hotel where it was so hot they had to soak the bed sheets. Even after we moved to the Chase, we were not allowed to eat in the restaurant. Kurt Roberts, a black player with the Pirates, sat in there for 45 minutes once without being served. And we always had rooms facing a brick wall or the alley where they threw the garbage. So that gives a sense of, some of the challenges, not only trying to play well on the field, which of course he did, and having that pressure, because black players felt a lot of pressure to do well because this was their chance, this was their opportunity, and that represented opportunity, for the entire black community. So there was a lot of pressure, and of course, they were dealing with these indignities and injustices, and that's just scratching the surface. And of course, a lot of it I don't even know. Okay, next goal for this video. Are you tired of getting outbid, or are you tired of getting outbid on Hank Aaron cards? Well, I was tired of getting outbid on Hank Aaron cards. I don't have that many in my collection because I'm kind of just starting out, but Hank Aaron is one of those players I've targeted. So when this card came along that I am about to show you, I wouldn't say I put in a nuclear bid, but I did something I almost never do. I didn't even check comps. I just said, you know what? I'm just going to bid $103 because, I want this card, and I don't care if it's over comps. I'm just going to go for it. And I really didn't know I had only the Vegas sense, so I didn't know, am I overpaying by 20, 30, $40, or am I maybe underpaying and this bid doesn't have a prayer? Well, I ended up winning at $95, so I guess I was right in there. And this card is just gorgeous. It's an all-star card. It's the first all-star card I have from this year. And again, there's lots of years I don't even have a card from where I think I'm just going to love that card, or that year, I should say. But this is a year where I have a few cards from this year, but not an all-star card. So let me go ahead and turn the camera around and show you this stunning card. This is Hank Aaron's 1960 all-star card. And I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. Not only does it look so much nicer than a 4, but, I've tilted this in the light and an angle, and I've looked at it in all these different ways. And I truly have no clue why it's not at least a 7. I'm not worried about it. It's just, it makes me curious because it's like this card is so nice, like the centering front and back, the sharpness, is there some sort of surface wrinkle somewhere I'm not seeing? Well, maybe. There could be, of course, but I have not seen it yet. This card and the centering, a lot of these are tilted, have sort of that diamond cut. I really think that John, Wade Boggs Collector, would just love the centering on this card, but I'm sure that probably we'd all love the centering on this card. So yes, this card is super sharp. It's, I think, super well centered. It doesn't really have that diamond cut. It's just gorgeous. And I have no clue why it's not graded at least a 7. But that's okay. I don't plan on, sending it in for resubmission or trying to cross it over. I'm just going to enjoy it as it is, but it's just such a gorgeous card. This is a card, I've wanted a card for this set for a long time. Now, should I say I finally got patient? I finally got one because I just patiently waited for the right opportunity, or should I say I eventually got tired of being outbid on Hank Aaron cards, so I just didn't bother checking comps and bid more and hoped it was enough. Sometimes it's fun to throw caution at the wind, but I knew I wasn't throwing caution way, way, way into the wind. After all, $100-ish for a nice looking vintage Hank Aaron card, I knew couldn't be too crazy high by any means. All right, would love to hear your thoughts below. Would also love to hear if there's ever been a card where you just, did some nuclear or ballistic bid because you just didn't care. You just wanted the card. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary.